No words. No words. Hat is messed up. Things were drank. Things were said. Balls were thrown. We'll give some time for people to get in here. Alabama wins the Iron Bowl 27-24. I'm dramatic. I am dramatic. Chris Marler, Vern Funquist, SDS, Saturday Football Uncensored. I'm dramatic. That was next level dramatic. What just happened? What just happened? You had, first off, an incredible game. Incredible game. File in with the comments. I want to hear everything. I want to, what just happened? What just happened? Yeah, I want to hear your reactions in the comments for one. We've got first off, where are you from? What you drinking? Like the answer for me, Chris Marler, Columbia, South Carolina, and the answer is everything. What an incredible Iron Bowl. Everett Osmer, how you doing, man? Good game, Auburn, but roll tide. Yeah, I don't know if there's a better way to sum up what just happened. UGA Chris Sam says, that was the craziest game I've ever seen. Holy blanking Santa Claus blank. I was nervous as hell, but damn, that was an amazing game. Roll Tide roll. I don't know where to start with this game. Just an absolutely incredible Iron Bowl. I tweeted this morning. I regret it immensely right now. And that is that I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in voodoo. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I do. Let me be very clear. There's just something about that game being played in Jordan-Hare. They threw up a graphic. They threw up a graphic in the middle of the game. The last 11 Iron Bowls in Tuscaloosa, games going into today, they were 6-0. When Bama was 6-0 with with a margin of victory of plus 160, so basically winning by 4 touchdowns. In the 5 games before today in Jordan-Hare, Auburn was 3-2 with a plus 3 total margin of victory in those 5 games. There's just something about going to Jordan-Hare where something crazy happens. And you could make the case that a lot of crazy shit happened throughout the entire game on both sides. But for the first time in a long time, let's be very clear, that was not 2021 with Bryce Young going up and down the field on 3rd down with Mechie and Billingsley and Ja'Cory Brooks in the end zone and going to 4 overtimes. That was things seemed to go awry for Auburn late and then went their way, and then they fell apart. And I think I want to hear what you guys have to say, because I am still trying to catch my breath. Man. Someone said, damn good game. The stadium is full of voodoo. Crazy game. Rough suck blank. But what a good game in the old Iron Bowl. Alabama is the luckiest team I've ever seen in my life. I hope Georgia stomps the shit out of them. Okay. Look, if that is your actual response, let's get into that part. UGA will feast on Bama if that's the same team that comes to play next week. Honestly, if we want to talk about for where the confidence level should be for Georgia fans, we'll do that at the end of the show. If this is a show, I don't even know how to describe it. Sure, but I will tell you this: 2021, Bama went to 4 overtimes with a much more inferior Auburn team and a much better Alabama team, and beat them by 2 points. And we all thought the same thing. This Kevin Free says they think Ohio State and Michigan is the game. They obviously don't watch Bama Auburn. I had that same listen, I'm a diehard Bama fan my whole life. You can see the Roll Tide thing in the background. I thought the same thing. They took that game from Auburn, and Auburn pissed down their leg. And that's kind of what I feel like exactly what happened. You can sit here and say all you want about the refs on either side. Here's a fun fact for you, and I would love to see the reaction to y'all in the comments about this. Here's a fun fact. Do you know that the refs that were in that game are the same refs that were not only in 2020 Auburn-Arkansas with the backward pass from Bo Nix that should have been a fumble, they ruled down as a pass. Same refs in the Bama-Tennessee game from 2022. Sanyel Sulejmanovic says Mizzou is the second best team in the SEC this year. Bama got lucky. I agree with the first sentence out of that. I don't know if I don't know about the got lucky. 4th and 31 drops the kick 6. All right, let's get into this. Okay, let's get into the actual game itself. I thought Bama had a chance to put their foot on Auburn's throat early, and they didn't. They did things that elite teams don't do, and I don't know how else to praise that, because I think it's a really good Bama team. They go 11 wins. A lot of people said they'd be under the team total, the total from Vegas this year, which is 10.5 going into the season. Heard 8-4 at some places, heard 9-3 at some places. I think that everyone's tired of Bama's shit, right? I hate the Yankees. I totally get it. You watch this game, and you have a chance to go up on 3rd and 3. You don't get a first down early in the first quarter. 4th and 1, you run a reverse or an end around for a touchdown. It gets called back because of holding, and then you have an 18-yard punt. All of those 3 plays in a row are why, in my opinion, Alabama is not an elite team. That being said, then you can couple that with the fact that they punted 18 yards and then let Auburn gash them. Let's look at some of the final numbers here too from this game. I'm just in shock that Bama was able to win that game. The refs were bad early, I thought, in favor of Bama. I thought like the missed face mask is almost impossible. It's almost impossible. But here's the thing also. They missed the face mask and called a block in the back, which made it worse. At most, I think that's an offsetting penalty. And at best, you're getting 20-plus yards. Okay. Like, sure. The rest of the game seemed to favor Auburn with the refs a lot. You can sit here and say in the comments all you want. You can sit here and say in the comments all you want. Oh, Bama got so lucky. Bama got so lucky. Well, I'll tell you what. It is a fact. It's illegal to have 3 people in motion. And Auburn did it on 3rd and 2. On 4th and 2. The actual name of the penalty is illegal procedure. I guess we're just going to call it legal procedure. You miss a field goal. You have dumb shit like the blindside block where you get a first down on 3rd down and you move back 15 yards, then you miss a field goal. Bama should have been lining up to run the clock out and kick a game-winning field goal at the end of that game. They didn't do it. Then you stop Bama. Like, it wasn't even close. You get a stop and they're going to punt to you? I thought they might go for it. I mean, 5 minutes left. It was like, how they got to hope they get the ball back? Auburn's been gashing him the entire second half. You punt, and they fumble it. But go back before that. Like, Bama gets a 14-yard gain on a play to Burton on the sideline, and it's called a catch. And then the ref, the back judge, who's 18 yards behind the play, comes in and starts going like this, calls him out of bounds. So why it's important is because they call it an incomplete pass on the field. So then when they go review it, you can't overturn it, even though, like always, it seems like 2 guys in the booth, Gene Sarator or whatever his name is, the guy who's like the rules expert, all 3 of them. I feel like I see a sliver of grass there. I think I see a slice of green. I think I see just a like whatever. That's a catch. Can't overturn it. Incomplete pass. Wow. That all happened in the span of 2 minutes. Then Bama punts. They fumble. Bama has to go for it on 4th down. Runs not a trick play, but kind of close. The horribly pro refs on Bama are appalling. That's just so bad. Like that. Like I always say this, if we're going to talk about college football, we're going to talk about sports, we're going to talk about anything in general, we're going to talk about it in facts. And I'm not saying that Bama should have won this game. They did. I'm not saying they should have, but they did. But if we're going to sit here and say they cheated or that the refs gave them that game, you're out of your mind. Auburn had every opportunity to win that game. You fumble the punt. Bama gets a first, and on 2nd and goal from the 7, Seth McLaughlin does what he does best, which is ruin my life. And and then snaps the ball. They lose like 21 yards. And here's the thing. I think that Auburn showed so much fight and grit and all the shit that they love to say. Fought until the end, and they did. It was awesome. The atmosphere was electric. Kudos to those fans. That was incredible theater. Incredible theater. But it's 4th and 31. It's 4th and 31, and you give up a touchdown pass? Man, I just think about all the things that had to go right. What's up, Jeremy Nix? How you been, dude? Think about all the things that had to go right for the game to be even that close for Auburn. That's my soapbox. I'll let you guys fill in. I thought it was an incredible game. Michael Kelly asked if the GF is sobbing. For those of you who don't listen to the podcast, which I hope is none of you, I hope all of you listen in. Saturday Football Uncensored, we have a live show. It comes out every Sunday. So, girlfriend is an Auburn grad. Very happy in general. Tough day. But yeah, she actually had to leave early because I had a family emergency. So she did not get to stay and watch the game. So we did not get to watch our first quote unquote house divided Auburn game, which sucks, but at the same time, probably for the best. Probably for the best. Um, let's say here, the Iron Bowl is in the classic. It was, man. And again, like there's just something about Jordan Hare. I don't even know how to say it. Like, let's go back to let's look at some of these numbers here. Auburn only gains a total of quick math here. 337 yards of offense, 244 on the ground, including 5.8 yards per carry, which is, I guess, Bama made some second half adjustments because, excuse me, they were averaging over 8 yards a carry in the first half. Jarquez Hunter, very confused about his usage in the second half. Also didn't get him a single catch, which I thought was kind of surprising. Jarquez was 14 carries for 93 yards, an average of 6.6 yards per carry. He was 10 for 80 in the first half. Crazy. Yeah, Michael Kelly, I appreciate you saying that. Everything's fine, man. Everything's fine. All right, we'll wrap it up here because I don't want to give too much before we go to the actual live show tomorrow night. Oh boy, what happened here? This is the boss, Adam Spencer. Oh my gosh. He's sending me a text of his picks, which is Bama -5.5. That last touchdown that they ended up calling off, the final score is 27-24 instead of 33-30 or 33-24, which is crazy. Costing people some money in Vegas. Listen, I will tell you this. I'd love, again, where are you guys from? What you drinking? I'd love to hear you guys in the comments, all that kind of stuff. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you're having a phenomenal Thanksgiving week and also a phenomenal rivalry week. This has been a really, really good week of football. Now, time for the shameless plugs, and I hate to do it, but I'm going to anyway. You already tuned in here, so make sure you tune into the live shows. And we have a live show on Sunday night every week with Saturday Football Uncensored. We do 2 pods a week. Also, make sure you check out the SDS pod as well, the Saturday Down South podcast hosted by Connor O'Gara, a good buddy of mine, and coworker, like I said. Make sure you keep up with all those things. There's just so much to talk about going into next week in Atlanta in a massive, massive showdown between Georgia and Bama. Seemingly, again, I didn't think we'd get here. If you told me this is going to happen in week 3, I would have been shocked, but we're here. But like I said, make sure you're keeping up with everything on social media. Make sure you're keeping up with everything with like the pods on the site, SaturdayDownSouth.com. Last but not least, shameless plug. If you've been keeping up with Big Picks Energy, our betting picks every week that I post out there, I don't know where we are right now, but we've started out the weekend 14-1. So if you're looking to make some money as well, make sure you tune into that. I know that we missed the Bama pick in the second half to cover 6.5, so 14-2. But make sure you keep up with that. I love all you guys. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend, like I said. Luckiest coach in the history of the game. Like I said, love you guys. I'm going to sign off before I get myself in trouble. Have a great rest of your night. Roll Tide.